Hi, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from MasonWorks Marketing. I'm here today for Evolve Expo 2017, where I'm a sponsor. And I'm here today with Barbara Marx Hubbard, who's an author, speaker, futurist, and amazing advocate for what we can create for the future for all of us and our families. Originally, I was introduced to her way back. This book's from 2001 with this book, Emergence, but I've read several of her other books. And her books basically talk about a universal human, a human that cooperates and gets along and uses all their special talents to help create a better society. So I'm here today because Barbara gets to speak at Evolve Expo on May 6th from 12:30 to 1:30 in Denver. And Barbara, how are you today?
Very good, thank you. Very good.
Yeah, thank you for being patient while I introduced you.
It's all right.
Yeah, so Barbara, I know you have so many wonderful topics that you can speak on, but today I think you were talking about the evolution of women and the family. What do you have for us?
Well, this is a very interesting thought. As you know, millions of women marched in protest against the current administration. But I know that what's in the heart of most of those women is not only what they want to protest against, but what they want to create. And in our current political structure, it's very hard to be for something, actually.
Yeah.
It's very hard. I mean, if you think of those 3 million people got together and said, what is it that we want to create? Yes, there's certain laws that we want to be sure that are not taken away. There's certain legislation we need, but we need something much more than that. We need a culture of cooperation, a culture of creativity. We need to be able to connect what's positive. We need a vision of our future, and we need a future for our children that's more than just stopping what's breaking up,
Right.
but starting what's breaking through. So I have coined a word for this kind of woman, an evolutionary woman. Now, an evolutionary woman can be any age, but I love the older one since I'm 87. You can be 12, you can be in your 20s, 30s, 40s, but when you turn 50 and you don't have any more eggs to reproduce the species, you become the egg. Now, this is my theory, that women over 50 who used to think that their lives was sort of dwindling down actually are at the greatest high point, because their unique creativity is wanting to come through. Usually we don't have huge families to take care of anymore. We have fewer children and children by choice. So by the time you have those children, and I had 5 children, you see, when I was in my 20s, married in 1921, I'm so old, but by the time I was late 20s with 5 children, I got depressed, really depressed, seriously depressed, and I loved everybody. Children, husband, cats, dogs, garden, everything that I was supposed to be doing, I was doing. So why was I depressed? And I remembered in America, they say life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
Yes.
So I decided, first of all, to see if I could find someone who was happy. And actually, I went around to my friends, Lakeville, Connecticut, a very comfortable little place in Connecticut. And I said, are you happy? And they weren't. And then Betty Friedan wrote a book called Feminine Mystique. And this was in the late 50s, early 60s. Women who were educated, they had depression because there's more identity that they wanted to express. So then I realized, okay, I have something more. Even though the Freudian analysis of me was she's neurotic, because I wanted something more than family and children that I adored. It wasn't that I didn't love anybody.
Right.
So then I discovered from Abraham Maslow, the key is vocation, life purpose. And actually, although I was a very loving mother, I had a vocation, a unique calling, as many of us do, that is it's extended beyond the motherhood. So gradually I discovered that I'm a communicator.
Yes, you are. You're fantastic.
Well, then what happened is my children all got deeper purpose themselves
Oh,
because they saw their mother being depressed, trying to find her way, and then finding this thing. And one of my granddaughters, Renee, said to me, she's about 27 now, she said, "Granny, would you like to know what you've given us?"
oh,
Yes. She said, "You've given us a family clan and a trajectory. Every single child and grandchild has life purpose." So the mothers, first of all, on the personal level, in your own family, if you feel more coming, say yes. And tell your children about it and take them with you. It's not that you leave your children or desert anybody, but what you do is expand everybody. If the mother expands, it's really, really worth it. And then the phrase evolutionary woman is the woman who really is yearning to evolve and give birth to something deep, feminine, creativity. And if any woman says yes to her deep personal inner creativity and starts to manifest it, she becomes the builder of the new culture.
wonderful.
Where is the new culture coming from? It's not coming from everybody who's only even the best people trying to fix everything.
Right.
The feminine is giving birth. She gives birth to the child, she gives birth to the culture. Now, I would like to mobilize with evolutionary women, like the 3 million women, they say, who marched, to say, let's get together and see what it is we're giving birth to.
That's fabulous.
Right? What do we want to create? Now, at Evolve Expo, I would like to do that with women. I'd like to have as many women as possible share. What do we want to create? We're creating a culture.
That's right. And that's what the Dalai Lama said it was the Western woman was going to change the world, correct?
Exactly. And so because our culture doesn't have a good vision of itself, we know what's breaking down, but we really don't know what's breaking through. So I'm just speaking as a mother, as a grandmother now, is the greatest gift we can give our children is that they are part of creating the future. It's not something that's already fait accompli and given to them.
Mm-hmm.
What's given to them is opportunity to create.
That's so perfect. I'm so excited to hear more about this and see how I can help as well. I think this is what a lot of the people see this whole change that we're going through as a hopeless thing. And what's so beautiful is you're giving a different spin on it, Barbara, where you're showing us how it's hopeful and that it needs to go through this whole change in order to get to the new.
It seems so, because if you take the analogy of a birth.
Right. Ow. Yeah.
It's very interesting. The baby's quite comfortable for a long while, and then it gets uncomfortable, and then it's really uncomfortable. And birth is painful. Birth is difficult. Birth is dangerous. And when the baby's first born, it's truly upset.
Yeah.
And then what happens is, if the mother is nearby and can hold that child, the baby's nervous system will link up and it has to breathe together or it dies.
Right.
I believe our planetary nervous system, which is our internet and our media, is our nervous system. And when we put our innovative and creative expression collectively and coherently in that internet, we can have a planetary awakening in our lifetime.
Wonderful.
That's what I want to do.
Oh, wow. That's so fantastic. Well, I can't wait to hear you speak about this at Evolve Expo on May 6th. And I hope that you are able to meet with other women there that want to support what you're doing and want to participate and can get the word out for you here in Colorado.
Thank you so very much. I'm looking forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, thank you, Barbara.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.